everybody. Welcome to the Steve and Nicole show with producer Bert. Producer Bert, how are you today?
I'm doing
Oh, I'm so
good.
glad.
How are
I'm
you
doing
doing?
good too, although I have heard that there is a big storm potentially rolling in tonight. And fun fact, which is actually not so fun, I am terrified of big storms. I am a giant baby whenever it seems like it's going to get bigger than just a little rainfall. So I'm a little
Hmm.
panicky watching the
Yeah,
meteorologists here this evening.
yeah. At the same time, I feel like we've been waiting for this storm for a few
Yeah,
days
they've been
now.
telling us for like a week now that we should, oh, rain's coming. Nope, it split, the town. It's not going to hit you, da da da. So
Hmm.
you're right. Maybe it's a false alarm
Yeah,
again. One never
right.
knows.
Yeah. I actually did find a really interesting article real quick about how in our with climate change and all that stuff that's going on, it has become really hard for meteorologists to get an accurate picture because even just 1 or 2 degrees off can totally change how something will progress. So I thought that was
Yeah,
really
well,
interesting. So I give them
yeah,
slack now.
yeah, yeah. I would love to be a meteorologist. The number of coats for the different weather occasions that they get to wear is like, hello, you have my dream wardrobe. I want 82 jackets to wear all the time.
It's not just the coats. You want the
I
green
do. I
screen.
really want a green screen. I want to be like, and we've got a big storm front pushing through. Yes, I totally want it. I totally want
Yeah,
it.
I can totally make that happen for you.
Well, Bert and I are doing tonight's episode in lieu, or I should say, we're giving Steve a little break. He's taking a little time off, and we hope to hear from him next week or maybe the week after. So we wish him well. And in his absence, Bert and I have been discussing the things that we love most. And one of the things we love most is really good food, do we not?
Hmm.
Oh, we
Oh
do. We
yes,
do. I know.
yes.
Yes, Bert. Yes. Oh, I love it. And so we were doing some discussions about how, with the weather changing, we've got like our favorite spring and our favorite summer meals. And what are those things? And what are some great things that we love to see, either grilled or desserts or things that we're excited to cook. And so
Mhm.
I did a little episode with my husband, and I think this is the first time that he has been on camera. You will
I
see
think
this
so.
is maybe not his comfort zone. However, he is a great griller and a great, great, great
Hmm.
assistant. Can I say? So we made a great dinner last night that I wanted to share with everyone. So take a peek. Hey y'all, welcome to the kitchen today. So today I decided it would be a great opportunity to show you guys some summer meals that are like my family favorites. So I've got a special guest today in the kitchen. Meet my husband Chris.
Hello.
Hi, Chris. So Chris and I, one of our like most favorite things is that we love to go to the Brazilian grill, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but it's where they walk around and they serve meat on all different types of swords. And one of the things that we particularly fell in love with was, you guessed it, grilled pineapple. Chris is going to show us today how we grill pineapple here at our house. And it's awesome. So Chris is going to do a little pineapple preparation. And I'm going to get some Brussels sprouts and asparagus all cleaned up and ready to go into the oven on my big sheet pan. And then we're going to grill some delicious teriyaki chicken, some grilled pineapple, and then we're going to roast our Brussels sprouts and asparagus and show you guys how this is one of our totally top 5 summer meals to cook. We'll be right back. I'll show you some updates. Hey, so here's a little tip when you're cutting your asparagus. So you want to take your asparagus spear and find its natural breaking point, and that's where you basically know where your asparagus is going to be woody and where your asparagus is going to be great. So once you cut one or break one that way, you can line them up with your other asparagus spears, and then you can just cut all your asparagus so that they're all ready to go. Super time saver. All right, Chris's pineapple is all cut up. So our pineapple got pretty ripe, but he decided that we were going to cut him into rings. Is that right, Chris?
Yep.
Yes. And then I have prepared my asparagus and my Brussels sprouts, a little garlic, a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper. I've got my oven preheated to a hot 405. These basic babies are going to go in for about, I'd say 20 to 25 minutes. I want to get a nice roasty char on them. And Chris is going to heat up that to, what do you think, Chris? Like a medium high? What's your temperature?
Medium high.
Medium high. I don't know what that actually equates to. But he's going to heat it up to a medium high. And we're going to get our pineapple and our chicken on at the same time because that takes about...
It took about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Look at how great this is going to be. I'm going to give you guys an update and show you the grill when we get out there. All right, we're outside. And Chris, why don't you tell us what's going on with the grill?
About 450 degrees. We'll sear the sides of the chicken. And it's also nice to put a little char on the pineapple. And then we'll flip it and we'll turn it down about 350 degrees for the rest of the time.
Awesome. Show us what you're doing.
Surprisingly, these do not dry out on the grill. They stay moist the whole time.
Did you say moist?
Yes, I did.
You're doing a great job. And then we have some teriyaki marinated chicken breasts. Teriyaki with pineapple is a delicious combination. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would.
All right. We'll be right back, right?
Yes.
Getting pretty excited. Checking on the grill. It looks like we're at a cool 4 and those little tiny notches under the 50. Whatever they are. How you feeling about everything, Chris?
Very good.
Here's a little mid-progress review. Holy cats on fire. This looks like an awesome, awesome looking dinner. Also, here's a pro tip. When you're outside and you're on your patio, if you check out your local garden center, this plant called a citronella plant. See this? Just a cute little green guy. But citronella helps keep your bugs away while you're eating outside or just enjoying a nice brew. Here it is. An amazing plate. We've got our sprouts, our asparagus, our amazing grilled pineapple, and the teriyaki marinated chicken breast, and the beer on the side. Hey, we did a pretty good job, folks. So that's our summer meal. It's our favorite at our house. So, what are you guys grilling up this summer? What's your favorite top 5?
Hey, welcome back. Well, what'd you think, Bert? Was it a meal you might make or you have made before?
I love pineapple. I'm totally gonna make that. I was excited when you sent the videos, and I was like, "It's pineapple."
I know. We have experimented so many times with honey and cinnamon and sugary glaze and maple syrup even on top. All of that is good, but let me tell you, if you get a good pineapple, it makes all that caramely sugar on its own with the grill, and it's so sweet and delicious.
Oh,
So I heard that you've been whipping up a few things in the kitchen too.
yes. I have an old recipe from my grandmother's that I'm trying to experiment. I think I have the right recipe, but she did something where she underbaked it. It's a lemon like bread cake
Oh.
in a bundt pan, and she would always underbake it, not realizing she was underbaking it. And so the very bottom or top, whatever, would get this like mass of not gooey, but just kind of solid, doughy lemon. And it was so that was the best
Oh,
part
that
of the
sounds
bread. And
delicious.
so I'm gonna try to experiment with baking and timing and see if we can get
I
it
love
mastered.
it. I can't wait to see.
I can't either. I hope
Yes.
Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you one of the things that I love to eat, especially when I was a kid, and it's something that I've only recently rediscovered, and it is my grandmother's lemon bundt cake. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I want to keep this short, but you can see the entire video and some of the history behind why this is so important to me, as well as what I'm going to be doing with this box of recipes. This is my grandmother's and great aunt's recipe box. More explanation on some of the substitutions that I'm using on my cooking show. So you can just find that on Facebook, Cooking with Bert, and you'll be able to see this entire video. But I'm going to give you the shortened version of it. So here we go. Okay. So we've got 3/4 cups of butter or margarine, 1 1/4 cups of sugar, 8 egg yolks, 2 1/2 cups of cake flour. Okay, then the 8 egg yolks, 3 tablespoons of baking powder, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cups of milk, and then we need a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons, and a teaspoon of lemon juice here for the recipe. So we've preheated the oven to 325. We are going to cream 3/4 of the cup of butter with the 1 1/4 of sugar until it's light and fluffy. So I'm gonna go do that now. Okay, so I have that creaming right at the moment. I think as light as this fluffy as I'm gonna get it. I've got the egg beating in the mixer right now, and I will beat them until they are light and lemon colored, and then I will blend in the creamed butter and sugar mixture. Okay, while that's doing that, the next step is that we sift together the 2 1/2 cups of cake flour, the 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and the 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Re-sift it 3 times. I know my grandmother, nope, she would just use a whisk and just mix them together. And then we're going to add the sifted ingredients in thirds, alternating with 3/4 cup of milk. I've done this trick before. I'm gonna put this back on low. And I'm just gonna scrape down these sides. Add a teaspoon of vanilla and the lemon and beat for 2 minutes. While that's doing that, I'm going to grease my bundt pan. And knowing my grandmother, we're going to grease it the old-fashioned way, which means using a good old-fashioned stick of Crisco. I use my fingers with a bundt pan. I could use a brush. I could do some other tricks. But because it's a bundt pan and it's got all of those dips and wells, I need to use my fingers so that I can really get in there and make sure I'm getting it in all of the individual little wells. Now we will pour this in. And now it's saying that I need to cook this for an hour. But remember, we're trying to get that underbaked portion in the center. So at about 30 minutes, I'm going to start checking it. So now I'm going to pop that in the oven. And again, for an hour, but we're going to start checking it at 30 minutes. I let my cake go for 30 minutes. It wasn't quite done, so I did it for another 15. So we're at the 45-minute mark. So I've got my cake tester here. And I'm going to test the outsides first and the very inside. That's coming out clean. Now I'm going to go through the center. And yes, I got some that came out. So I'm going to stop it here. We're going to let it cool, and we're going to see if I was able to get that nice concentrated lemony mixture. Look at this goodness. Look at that. Not quite there. If you look at the top, you can see there's a little line of undercookedness. But we're gonna give it a shot though. For the most part, it tastes the same as hers. And that little top edge has that little bit of lemony that I remember. I'm happy with that. I can eat this. It doesn't even need icing. It's just good. It's like having banana bread in a sense, but lemon, you know.
Oh my gosh, Bert, I cannot wait to try making that, although I will probably totally flop. I am not a measurer, really. I just sort of put in what my heart tells me, and I'm not sure that makes for a great
Same.
baker. I don't know.
It's
Yes,
all
well, it looks delicious. And I
Thank you.
hope everybody enjoyed Bert and I doing the things that we love the most, man, to eat good food. I know. Well, coming up in our next couple episodes, we have a few guests lined up that we are certain everyone is going to want to hear from. They are good friends of ours and great people who have some unique things to share with everybody. We hope that the warmer weather is helping. I can't pronounce that apparently. Warm weather. Anyway, I hope that is getting everybody outside, and I swear our yards are going to look more beautiful than they have ever looked before because I've got all this time to spend out there. But
Yep.
enjoy the warmer weather. Let us know what you're
Yes.
cooking lately, and we'll talk to everybody pretty soon.
Yep.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.